Welcome back to the channel. Yes, Lord. Hi, friends. Welcome back to the channel. This is Coco here, and I'm not sure where this video is gonna go. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna post it, but I just felt very compelled to talk about something that I feel like a lot of people are kind of fearful of talking about. I've had like this epiphany, with social media just because I feel like everyone tends to talk a lot about the good that's happening in their lives, or I feel like people will most likely just post when they're doing something that's super epic, or they're with friends, or they're having drinks, or they're posting their children, whatever. It's very rare for people to ever talk about when things are going bad. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. Like I said in my previous video, I was like, this is my self-love journey. This is how I'm gonna reconnect with myself. I'm learning a new version of Coco that I've never, ever, ever knew before, and it's scary, also beautiful, also kind of fucked up. It's like up and down, but this is what we're here for, right? We gotta see all of me. And so I'm gonna talk about kind of the heartbreak that I've been dealing with for the past couple of months, which is it's so fucking nerve wracking. And like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but we're just gonna go with it, We're just open space, We're just gonna be real and authentic. We're gonna keep it 100, and yeah. So for me, I God, how do I start this out, y'all? I'm fucking shaking right now. Well, a few months ago, I went through a breakup. Um, Ew, now I'm getting emotional already. And it was one of the hardest, most difficult, saddest, depressing things I've ever fucking been through in my entire life. Like, no joke. It was like a death. And it's so funny, knowing me, I, for the longest time, had never really wanted, a long term relationship. That was just never in the cards for me. I think there's probably some trauma that's connected with that, but that's a whole different story. But I just never wanted a relationship. That was just never in my forefront. And I would my friends would just get in these relationships with these deadbeat ass boys or girls and just lose themselves. And I, for the life of me, then just did not understand. I was like, get over him. He ain't shit. He's doing X, Y, Z. Why the fuck are you still pressing about this person? Let him go. Keep it moving. And it was always this huge ordeal. I never understood it. I was like, at least you got your group. You got your crew. You got your family. What? This one person who was in a third of your life. Why are they making such an impact? Bitch. Oh, I am eating my words right now. I'm a pure joke. And I knew they were like, okay, Albert, once you get in a relationship, you're gonna figure it out. And I was like, okay, we'll fucking see. And it's so real. It's just not that easy. And obviously, I feel like a lot of people, when you talk about breakups, they want to know the why and the how, and did you see it coming? And honestly, that part really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I think when it comes to a breakup and heartbreak, it's just so much more, because for 3 years of my life, I was dedicating to someone that I still fucking love. You know what I mean? And you're grieving, and it's literally, I swear to you, it felt like I was dying. For a month or two, I felt like I was just aimlessly just walking around the world, not knowing what the fuck to do. I literally, the littlest things would make me cry. And yeah, it's devastating. And I definitely recognize that I lost a part of me. Um, and yeah, I I just feel for people now. Like it's just like I would never wish that for anyone, not even my worst fucking enemies. Like, and I have there's some people where I where I did not fucking like, but I would not wish that upon them because it was just I just felt like I never was going to like come up. You know, like I felt like I was constantly, continuously drowning. I felt like there was nothing that could save me. And there was literally, I shit you not, there was one point I had to like, because obviously when you were going through anything that's traumatic, life still continues. So I can't stop working. I can't, you know, I can't stop being a human. And so I literally had to continue with life and continue doing all these things that I just did not have the care. I had zero fucks about anything that I was doing, but I had to keep things moving, and so there was one day where I just had a shitty day. I went to work, and literally I like went to the bathroom like multiple times because I just felt like crying, and I would just bawl my eyes out. It was not a good look, and mind you, I'm not a sad person. Like I don't like being sad. It's just not my vibe. It's not something I like, and it was like this like dark cloud that was just hanging over my fucking head for the entire day, and things were just not going right. It was raining. I had to take the bus to work. I was late. I was like, it was just not the greatest day. The kids that I was working with at the time were just on one, and so I just was having a poor day. And then I think when I was at that point, like I feel like the littlest thing was gonna set me off, and I literally went home, got to the apartment, opened the fridge, and I was just like, I just need like something. 'Cause at this point, I don't feel like I was eating as much, and so I was actually like hungry, and I opened the fridge, and there was nothing in the fucking fridge. When I tell y'all, I was so beyond myself. I like I was giving rom com. I was giving you drama. I was giving you euphoria. Where I literally collapsed to the ground and sobbed. And I was not even like like you know pretty girl cry. Like I was wailing. Like my neighbors probably thought like what the fuck is happening? Like I'm getting massacred in my apartment because I was so out of body. Like it was such a trigger for me, and I was like nothing is going right. Nothing feels right. I don't feel like myself. Um, and I just like needed. I don't know what I needed, and I think that's the biggest thing. And I think when you're going through a heartbreak like that, it's kind of just like giving yourself time. And I didn't know that because I just instantly wanted to feel better then, like right away, immediately, and that's just obviously it's not realistic, but it just was so painful, and I felt it, like I felt it in my chest, like it felt like this never-ending like numbness, like weird tingles, like I could actually like feel like my heart hurting, and I I just never had that feeling before, and I just wanted it to end. Um, and I think like the reason why I felt the need to kind of talk about this is just because it's just so important, and it was such a big part of the last year of my life. And like the pandemic obviously did not help, and I think that also has a lot of things to do. Things are shifting, um, people are changing, and a lot of the gunk, the shit that we try to keep internally, just kind of started to come up. Um, and I was not well. Even till now, I still feel like talking about it, I still feel a little anxious, a little sad. I feel all the feels. Definitely better than I was months ago. Like if y'all would have saw me, you would have saw a different girl. Let me tell y'all. But I think there, I think that's it's just like important to talk about. Like I just feel for me, um, to love all of me and to see my growth now, like it's to know where it came from. And you know I think what I'm grateful for the most is falling in love because I just never saw that. I think um, being gay and being black and being in a world where, you know, being white and light skin is like sought after, I just never saw myself as beautiful for the longest time, and I had to teach myself to love myself during that time, especially when I was out like at 18. Um, I've had guys tell me, and I went to like a predominantly white school, and so like obviously like I'm trying to navigate my sexuality, navigate who I am, figuring out okay like what does it mean to like another boy, what does it mean, um, you know, to put yourself out there romantically. I just didn't know at that time what it meant to be gay, um, and I had guys tell me like, oh, like I'm not into black men. And then I was like, so you're telling me that you're racist? And they were like, no, like I'm not, like I can't be racist, like there's no way. Okay. But they're like, and I understand, I like, mind you, I understand people can have their preferences. That's Gucci. That I understand that, like, you know, like I like someone who's like tall, like I like someone who's a little fit, whatever. I get that. My thing is that cause I have a dope ass personality, so I know it's not me. Like I will connect with whoever the fuck I want to, but you're knocking me not because I'm a terrible person, not because you know my feet stink, I don't know Jesus. It's like all these things. It's like you are telling me that you're not even willing to get to know me because of the color of my skin, but you're not racist. The math is not mathing, the logic is not logicking, and but for whatever reason that stuck with me, and so I very much so kept to myself. And I think, let me know in the comments if that's something I should like talk about, dating, especially in the Midwest as a queer POC, because I think it's very interesting and it's low key kind of fucking traumatizing. Um, and I think yeah, I might talk about that. We'll see. But I think a lot of those things that I thought that I healed um, from childhood and like you know from navigating the gay world in the Midwest, I thought that I healed from it, and then those insecurities came back up, and it was like, ha, you thought, and I was so incredibly, I was incredibly shook of how much I kind of suppressed things, and I think that's kind of how I always healed from stuff, like anything that made me feel bad, sad, whatever. I kind of would just pick it all up, patch it real quick, and keep it moving. I never really took the time to actually heal from my wounds, and I think you know obviously that comes with like age and you know maturity, where I was like okay, like this was a big part of your life, you know. I was vulnerable with someone in a way that I'd never been vulnerable with. I brought this person into my family, which I love my family, and people who know me, I keep it they're very sacred to me. Not like I'm like trying to hide them, but like I just don't. I'm very sensitive in the fact that I'm bringing you to a world that you might not understand because my family comes from Sierra Leone, and it's just like the whole cultural differences, and you know, just you know, people talk about the accents, and people talk about like how our homes smell or things like that, and like just kind of like they're very, very sacred to me, and I just love them, and I don't want anyone just to come into it. And like I came through a lot, you know, with my sexuality and being, you know, a first generation African kid, and those things. I was like, okay, like I'm only gonna bring someone that I know I love dearly, and like they will love dearly as well. And so having all that, and you know, because like when you break up, it's not, you're only not breaking up with each other, you're breaking up with like this whole world that you created together, you know, like this fucking ideal fantasy. And I'm not like a big like hopeless romantic at all, but I definitely, he was it for me at the time, and that was all I know. Like everything that I was envisioning for myself, everything that I wanted, everything that I dreamt of, it was like he was included in that. And so I think that's like the big part of the grieving, is like letting go of what could have been. And like I'm such a water sign, and so like it's hard for me to let go. I like to say that I'm a very loyal human, and so I don't know if that good thing or a bad thing. I think that's some of the things I'm like kind of juggling right now because I'm not sure. Um, but I do know that I'm I'm really learning not to like resent anything or take anything back because it was such a great first love for me. Um, and I can't fault that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying so hard not to get emotional right now. So like, I'm trying to lock it up because y'all can't see me cry right now because that's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, no, I've been very blessed and I'm very grateful because I do have such a solid support group, support system that have been there. Um, I think I've went through all the stages of grief. I don't know if I'm at the acceptance part yet. I think, but I'm also learning. Listen, everyone, take note. Healing, it's not linear. Did you know that? It's not. I thought that shit is like you heal or you're not, like, but it is a roller coaster. And honestly, I think I told my friend this. I was like, it's kind of a breakup's kind of like it's tragically beautiful in the sense that I am learning to fall in love with myself again. And I think that is so beautiful. Granted, it had to take a tragic situation for me to get to the point where I'm at, but my self love journey started now, and I am doing all of the things just to make sure that I could just, feel in my body and feel in my spirit and just really just love all of me and not having to feel like I need someone to make me feel that way. And I never was that type of person, but I think when you're with someone and you're open to, you're opening up to them and it's been 3 years of your life, you're kind of like, well, what is wrong? Like, why me? Or, you know what I mean? And so like I had to relearn what it means to love myself, and especially like this new version of me. And it's a journey, like a few days ago I just literally cried my eyes out, and then today I just feel more at peace with myself. And so it's tragically beautiful. I'm learning so much about myself, and I just really wanted to share that side of me because I think it was such a huge part of why I'm here now, wanting to create a YouTube channel, which I've been wanting to do since I saw Todrick Hall. But it's so important for me to do the things that I love and that matter to me because there's literally no day but today. Not me quoting Ren. Okay, that is a sign that I need to wrap it up. But I do want to end with just kind of like talking about the things that I have started to do to get me out of those dark moments, those dark spaces, because with heartbreak, I feel like a lot of my limiting beliefs and my negative self-talk started to come up very aggressively. My anxiety went up the roof. And I'm not really like an anxious person, but it has been like so hard. So I got prescribed medication, so I'm on Lexapro, which has just kind of helped put me back on baseline. Let me know if you guys want to know about Lexapro, because that's also a very interesting journey as well. Because I don't know if it's like really helping, or I don't know if it's a placebo effect. We'll see. But I want to talk more about that as well. But yeah, and I started doing things that like I was really scared of. Like I wanted to dance at Millennium in LA for like the longest time, and I think my limiting beliefs didn't let me to do that. But then when you are just so, broken, I was like, well, I have nothing to fucking lose, and I started putting myself out there and started doing the things that matter. I've been reading a lot more. Meditating has been so crucial. Y'all, you just have to go on YouTube and there's literally anything you want for however long you want. There's so many apps, and meditating has been such a thing for me. Like I've been so adamant on like sticking with a morning ritual that has just completely changed a bitch's life. Like, I just wake up at the same time, I write in my journal, I give gratitude to the universe, I meditate, like I said, I read a lot, I listen to music, um, and I just like do things that make me happy. It's been hard. I've been like kind of in hermit mode, which is really weird because I'm an ENFP, so I'm a super extrovert, but I think I kind of lost a little bit of it because I've just been in hermit mode. It's just it takes a lot to me to socialize now, and I think that's just kind of um, comes with the territory. But I think I'm slowly getting into myself, which is also okay with me, like loving my alone time. Like, bitch, who cares? Um, and yeah, and so I think as each day progresses and as I mature and slowly like let go, because I think it's more so that I just have like that energetic attachment to my ex still. Um, Slowly letting that dissolve, just not like out of malice or like anger, but like there's always gonna be love there. But I think I just need to like pour that energy back into me, and really just take care of me and love myself profoundly and like unconditionally. And that's what we all need to do. You know what I'm saying? Just like literally love yourself so hard. And I've been really practicing how to talk to myself the way I talk to anyone that I love, anyone in my circle, and just be my best friend and be kind to myself. And I think that's kind of what we all should be doing. Yeah. I honestly don't know if I'll post this. I might. We'll see. Um, but I appreciate everyone that's taking the time just to hear me out. It probably won't be the last time I talk about this specific topic, but I just felt it in my spirit to just let you know, like these past few months has had a bitch looking crazy. But we're getting there. We are getting there, and I'm healing, and I don't regret anything. Um, and I'm becoming the happiest. I've never been happier. So I thank you guys, and just you wait, we have more things to come. So I appreciate y'all, love y'all. Until the next one.